You can close down the stores, but you can never take away our love for physical media. We're here on what I would say is the highest production value podcast we've recorded yet. That's a staple of Owen Sound, where we grew up together. I don't even know what to call it. It's not the last Blockbuster in Canada, but it's certainly one where we're at the mercy of vehicles. Basically, this was one of those movies that I wonder how that's coming across. That's very loud. How sensitive are these? We'll cut this. I'll just
not
pick
picking
up
up in the earpiece.
Middle of the day on a Sunday, people are driving around, motorcycles are going by, people need their Tim Hortons, there's kids on bikes.
They're like high schoolers.
Yeah, we're doing what we can for this beautifully live location podcast. It never really
the cops are
kind
here.
of hooked me. I was super distracted by that cop.
The cops just pulled up. I feel like they're going through the Tim Hortons drive.
Yeah, they would be. Yeah. We're not doing anything wrong. We're just fucking sitting out publicly. So I'm gonna just.
We're just opinionated about movies.
Yeah, dude. It's not like we have a whole production. We didn't break in.
Real quick, because we're talking about being at the mercy. Real quick, I want to say, you know that guy that does the interviews on the subway? They're like, "What's your take?" And then people say like relatable takes that are they're like valid or not valid.
Yeah,
if that guy can record. Podcast basically off a subway card in the NYC subway. We can film in the Blockbuster.
We can film outside the Blockbuster on the middle of a day on a Sunday.
Yeah.
No, I agree. We got this. Let's talk a little bit about where we are.
Well, yeah, I want to say the funny thing about this is right from behind us, you'll see the faded blue scars of what remain of the Owen Sound Blockbuster on the West End, where Shea and I both went to high school. Across from us is another faded blue building, the Galaxy Theater. That's probably where we saw the majority of movies growing up. That's where I saw The Dark Knight and got kicked out for sneaking in twice. This is a hallowed ground. The prodigal sons of the Grey Bruce have returned, a Torontonian and a Montrealer.
Yeah,
whatever you call yourselves, and we're back. We're
Quebecois.
As you can maybe see in some of this video, like there's. The Blockbuster here, it's somewhat ransacked in the sense where like all the ceiling tiles and copper wire have been pulled out, but the store shelves
like walls
remain.
Are back.
Yeah,
I was just peeking in there. There looks to be what I'm assuming was a show shelf for a Blu-ray player.
Yeah,
it looks like it says Blu-ray disc, and there's like a case open at the front, and it looks like they probably had I don't know what Blu-rays were going for players back then.
Introducing Blu-ray.
Yeah. The emerging technology when this thing was dying.
While we're riding the nostalgia bait here, I would say my two Blu-ray stories are going to a Walmart and seeing like Casino Royale playing on the Blu-ray thing. Be like, this is what you can watch in 2007. And secondly, this Blockbuster is where I rented my first Blu-ray. It was Rambo First Blood. It was the one movie where Stallone in the trailer goes, "You either live for something or die for nothing." And I watched it on a CRT television with a 4:3 aspect ratio on my PlayStation 3.
The way it was meant to be watched.
Yeah, and I remember thinking, this is so crisp. This is peak. And now as an adult, I'm like, oh, dude, like that was at least 720p away from being full HD.
I would actually argue maybe that you've regressed in your television habits since then. No offense to your giant Samsung, is that what you got?
It's a Samsung
QLED.
Yeah, QLED. 70-inch with a sound bar for my Toronto apartment lifestyle. And in my circle of friends, it's pretty boss, but only Shea knows that I would just buy the biggest, cheapest TV at Walmart, as long as it's a reputable brand, not like, I don't know.
Okay, but see, we could do a whole episode on TV buying advice.
When we drove to this episode recording, I was saying my dad has one Hank Hillism when it comes to American vehicles, including televisions, I guess, because we went to my grandfather's house in California, and he had a state-of-the-art at the time, 2007, Mitsubishi television, and my dad goes, can't believe Bob would buy, the people that made the Zeros in World War II's TV. What is this country coming to? And my dad's like not that guy, but the only time in my formative years I could actually pinpoint my dad having like a Hank Hill, like, oh, that boy ain't right moment was that. So,
yeah, we're out here. It's crazy. This thing has obviously been like this for 15 years minimum, like
Yeah.
longer. Like, and we're
Yeah.
30. It was closed by the time we were in high school, right?
It was like the end of high school.
It left that long?
Yeah, it was like grade 11.
Shit.
I was just about to get my license in grade 10, I think. I
Right.
actually, funny enough, while we're here, this was the Blockbuster I talked about where I stole the parking sign from.
Yeah.
Behind us is the handicap placard that said Blockbuster.
Oh,
Obviously, I don't even. Oh, no,
don't
there's a
see
pole. Yeah, you see the pole?
yeah.
Yeah, we'll do close-ups for. We'll make a whole skit out of this. But on top of that, this was the Blockbuster, and this is actually thematic for our review today. This was the Blockbuster I had a job interview at, and they basically told me in few words that I would have had the job, but corporate's gone in a different direction.
Right.
A month later, that was when the news came. They were all closing, and I remember at this job interview, I played football on the Owen Sound High School team and West Hill Raider, and the point of this story was. I had just seen Friday Night Lights for the first time. So a very casual job interview question was like, well, what's your favorite movie? And me being a keener, I was like, oh, if I say Friday Night Lights with Al Pacino, that's pretty good. And then I say it's about the team building and the character building for that movie. And so I had a football movie as my top at the time just because it sounded like I was a good team player for the Blockbuster franchise. So, yeah, now we're talking about a way lesser football
Well, yeah, I
movie.
was going to say that was the top-notch transition right there, Brandon.